Hi Aries, welcome back to my channel, Karma Fox. I am doing your weekly reading for August. I hope everybody's well. I am going to take a second to remind everyone that this is a general reading. It may not resonate with every single Aries out there. So guys, take what resonates for you. Just leave the rest for someone else. Keep in mind that the energies in a general reading can reverse. So if it is resonating, get in where you fit in. But as always, Aries, don't force yourself into a reading that is not for you. Spirit, can I have the energy of the sign of Aries? All right, Aries, you are starting out with the Magician. You have the Star card, and you have the Queen of Cups. So you're manifesting love here. Yeah, you're very hopeful about some kind of a situation. I feel like there was something in the past that you have healed from here. You've balanced out your emotions. And I'm also seeing that you're becoming very balanced with regard to like you're grounded, but yet you're spiritual. There's a sense of deep spirituality here. But with regard to, relationship, it does look like you're manifesting love. And I do feel like there's a situation you're very hopeful about. So let's see who's in your energy. Show me who's in Aries energy. Yeah, I'm really getting a sense that for somebody out there, there's like a deep spirituality that has occurred. But it occurred because of healing and balancing after something that has happened. Really stands out. Show me who's in Aries energy. All right, so the person in your energy, ooh, the Empress. You could be dealing with a Libra or a Taurus. We have the Six of Wands in the reverse and the Ten of Swords in the reverse. All right, so this person who's in your energy, I feel like this person has gone through a very painful ending. I don't know if it was with you or elsewhere. We'll have to clarify to see. But it's left this person feeling like, they're just not successful. They do know their value and self-worth here with the Empress energy, and I do like that. This is actually somebody who is very, very spiritually inclined, very strong energy with the Empress in the upright. And I feel like this is the person you're manifesting, but they've gone through something that they felt was a real failure in life. And I also see that they've gone through something that was an extremely painful ending. Yeah, but they're recovering from that. They're definitely recovering. They're not like stuck in that energy. Let me see the energy between you and this person. Judgment. So this could be somebody that you've known from the past. Maybe this ending was with you. Judgment is something that you may have considered to be dead and gone, all of a sudden springs back into life. And in this particular deck, springs back into life because of a spiritual awakening, basically. Yeah. Fall time frame could be important with regard to a reconciliation as well. Let me see what's affecting this connection. The Ten of Cups in the reverse. A sense of being emotionally unfulfilled is what's affecting this. Let me see your outcome at the end of the week. Some of you could even have children with this person. The Moon in reverse. So there's something that's going to be revealed by the end of the week. I feel like you're going to be the one doing that, Aries. There's a sense here of you revealing your feelings to this person, and this person's going to find it very healing. Bottom of the deck is the Queen of Swords. You could be dealing with a Gemini. Libra energy is very strong. Also Aquarius. I see Scorpio energy and Cancer energy is here as well. But with the Queen of Swords here as an underlying energy, what that indicates to me, Aries, is that you have some very strong boundaries, or this other person does, possibly even both. Somebody has kind of put up the boundaries here, and yet, is willing to talk, willing to work things out. but definitely have some boundaries up. And maybe even a little defensive as well. So let's clarify. Spirit, why is the Magician here for Aries? I feel like you are manifesting this person. You're manifesting a reconciliation with this person. All right, so we have the Queen of Wands reversed. We have the Page of Pentacles. You may even want to be talking to this person, but I feel like you're not taking any action towards them right now. Yeah, I do feel like you want to offer this person something. I do. And I feel like it has something to do with reaching out or some small offer in order to bring this back together. Why is the Star card here? Yeah, Six of Wands reversed. You both have the Six of Wands in reverse. So you're mirroring each other here. I'm really getting a very strong soulmate or possibly even twin flame type of energy from this reading. So you both felt like this relationship wasn't successful, but now you're hoping possibly that it could be. I feel like you, Aries, you've gone through some sort of a awakening here, some sort of spiritual awakening. I'm seeing again somebody that has such a strong and very, very close connection with Spirit. But that being said, you're not happy right now. You're kind of stuck in this feeling of, you know, that a failure, of things not working out, being discontent emotionally. But it's with regard to this connection. Why is the Queen of Cups here? Why is the Queen of Cups here for Aries? The Chariot in reverse and the Nine of Pentacles. Yeah, you're showing up here as being single, very independent, having worked very hard with regard to your career, your money. Again, I'm getting that strong presence with Spirit, though. This is the Empress in the Minor Arcana as well. So I definitely feel like you're a very strong person. I feel like you've gone through an awakening, but you've just never been able to move on from this person. I feel like you still love this person. There's some stuck energy here with regard to the way things ended. Let's look at their energy. Show me the Empress. Why is the Empress here for the person in Aries energy? All right, so we have the Knight of Wands and we have the Eight of Pentacles. This person could have buried themselves in work, or you could have known this person through work. But I feel like this is somebody that works very hard. As a result, I feel like, and they're a good manifester too. And as a result, I feel like they are reaping the benefits of that. This is not somebody that chases. I do feel like this relationship, there could have been some energy of on again, off again, some inconsistencies here. And this person is looking at the details of that. Because I'm telling you, they definitely know their value and their self-worth, and they're not going to chase. I do feel like if you reach out, though, this person will put the effort in to communicating. I think they will meet you at where you're at with that communication. Why is the Six of Wands here? And there could have even been some communication between the two of you. This person may also be viewing you as a player, Aries, so be careful, you know, with that. All right, so yeah, we have the Page of Wands in reverse and we have the World in reverse. If this person did move on towards a new person, that has not worked out. That cycle has closed and they're ready to begin a new cycle. That could have even been the painful ending. I'm not sure if this painful ending was with you or someone else. I do feel like they definitely do want to talk. Yeah, they want to close out this cycle where things have been unsuccessful. But I don't see them reaching out. Let me see the Ten of Swords in the reverse. I feel like if you reach out, they will talk, though. Why is the Ten of Swords in reverse? the Emperor in reverse, and the Six of Swords. So this person basically believes, Aries, that the relationship ended because of your actions. They believe that, because we do have Aries is the Emperor in reverse, or the Emperor is the card of Aries in the major arcana. So this person believes that this relationship ended, and it ended painfully because of your actions. They're holding you responsible. I do feel like there has been a period here where the two of you were not talking. This person felt betrayed, but I also feel like they haven't moved on completely from you either. Now, they may have been with somebody or dated somebody here, because I am seeing a new energy, but that has ended. It wasn't successful. That's closed out. So I definitely feel like neither of you have fully been able to move away from each other. But this person feels betrayed. They feel betrayed by the way things ended between the two of you. Let me see the energy between Aries and this person. The Empress. So you're very focused on them, and the Devil. Okay. All right. All right. So, yeah. So this person feels like this was a toxic connection. They feel like, that being said, there's a lot of sexual energy here. There's a lot of, this person is drawn to you. They haven't fully moved on from you. But I do also think that they're looking at the details of everything. You know, there was some toxic energy. And basically what they're saying, Aries, now keep in mind, if the energies have reversed, put yourself on the other side. But what this person is basically saying is that you were the one who was toxic, that you were in and out, you were being a bit of a player, that you didn't recognize the divinity of this connection, basically. And they're looking at all those details. They're examining it. I feel like you may reach out to this person, because we see the Page of Pentacles reaching out here to the Empress. They are showing up as the Empress. So I do feel like you are recognizing this person now. You may not have in the past, or at least they believed that you didn't. But I feel like you almost have this person on a pedestal here, that you think that they're amazing, that you think that they are everything you could ever want in a partner. So I do feel like if you didn't see them in the past, you do now. And I feel like you definitely want this reconciliation. But they're thinking, well, is Aries still toxic? You know, because Aries hurt me in the past. It possibly wasn't faithful. Aries was maybe a player, or maybe they were non-committal. So they're like, I don't know. Is Aries still, you know, toxic? Is Aries still carrying all this energy that, you know, caused the relationship to be unsuccessful in the past? Let's see why the Ten of Cups is in reverse. All right, Four of Swords and the Five of Cups reversed. Yeah, this person's healing. They're healing, and I feel like they have been very silent since the ending of this connection. Part of it is because for a lot of you, this person had somebody new in their life, but that's over and done. And I do feel like this person, you know, they're very reflective. They're thinking about things. They're looking at the past, or looking at everything that's happened here. I feel like, Aries, you may have some regrets, and I feel like you're hopeful that this person is going to hear you out. You're hopeful that this person is going to recognize that you still have love for them. And you're now recognizing the love that is in this connection. I do feel like for quite some time, you weren't recognizing it. There's this sense of being emotionally unfulfilled. And so that may have been where things kind of took a wrong turn. I do feel like there's some regrets here, but I also feel like you are hopeful. So let's look at the outcome. Show me the outcome at the end of the week for Aries, please. All right, we have the Seven of Cups, we have the Ace of Cups in reverse, and we have the Nine of Cups. So this is that new beginning that's trying to come in. Yeah, there's a definite renewal of this relationship that's trying to come in. By the end of the week, I do feel like you're still single by the end of the week. This person is still trying to reconcile everything, but I feel like you're trying to figure out how to come towards this person to reveal your feelings. You may have had some small contact with them, but I don't feel like it was a lot. It could have been a text, it could be, and I feel like it would be you reaching out. I feel like it would be something small. It could have even been interacting on their social media. But I am seeing that you're still showing up here, feeling kind of like you haven't moved on from this person. They haven't moved on from you. You're in a very single energy. Your money looks like it's good. And it looks to me as if there's a bit of confusion, though, about how to proceed forward, how to reveal your feelings, how to go about renewing this connection. You're definitely thinking about this person. You definitely have some regrets from the past, and you definitely want to be involved with this person. The confusion comes in as to how to go about getting there, okay? So I see a lot of confusion by the end of the week. This person that's in your energy, I do feel like this is somebody that if you did come in and reveal your feelings to them, it would be their wish fulfillment, to be quite honest with you. This is somebody who has not moved on from you, and I do feel like they are holding you accountable, though, for whatever has occurred here in the past. I feel like if they could have anybody, though, it would be you. And I feel like if you do actually come in and reveal your feelings to this person, they're going to tell you that. Because you're going to reveal your feelings that you still are in love with this person. They're going to reveal that that's what they were hoping for. That's what they wish for. Neither of you have moved on from each other. But there definitely was some toxic energy that's here that caused this person to withdraw and pull away. And so I do feel that, and they're not going to just let it go. They're not going to sweep it under the rug. It's going to have to be discussed. So they're not going to come after you either. I feel like if there is a connection, you're going to have to be the one to come towards them. So, all right, bottom of the deck is the Four of Coins in the reverse. It's underlying energy. It does indicate letting go of grudges or letting go of energy from the past, releasing all of that. Let's see, energies that I'm seeing here. You could be involved with a Gemini, Libra, Capricorn, Gemini, Libra, Aquarius. I see Capricorn. Could be another Aries as well. You're both still thinking about each other is the thing. Scorpio is here. You're both still thinking about each other. You both have not fully moved on, even though this person tried to, I can tell you, but it didn't work out. And it didn't work out because they still are thinking about you. So, if you do approach this person, I do feel like, and reveal your feelings to them, I do feel like this cup of love will come in. This new beginning will come in. All right, I'm going to pull an oracle card for you, Aries. Just a moment. Let's see what comes out for Aries. Yeah, okay. All right, so we have number 4, the High Priestess of Water. So give me a second, and I'm going to read that. It's a very pretty card. All right, it says, water is a transforming element that flows in rivers, making waves in the vast ocean, turns to hard, cold ice, and disperses as hot steam. Water can change into snowflakes, white fluffy clouds, and rain. When you draw the symbol of water, it signifies a time when things in your life are changing shape right before your very eyes. Go with the flow, as these changes are powerful signs of wondrous experiences, lessons, and gifts. Even if you don't understand these changes at the moment, you will later. Ooh. So that's talking about changes. And keep in mind also that water in tarot, it's the same as emotions. It denotes emotions. So things are changing in this relationship, you know, on both sides here. So just go with the flow. If you feel a desire to open up to this person and let them know how you're feeling, that you still have feelings for them, I really do see it going in a very positive direction. Anyway, I hope that this has been helpful. If you have resonated with this reading, Aries, hit that like button. Be sure to subscribe to my channel. And until I see you in your next reading, Aries, know that you are loved, and namaste.